Good morning. The next lecture, in the previous lecture, we discussed algorithm and flowchart for product of a finite series. In that lecture, I have constructed algorithm and flowchart for two different finite series, and I think third series was given to you as assignment. Try to construct algorithm and flowchart for that. And the next article is algorithm and flowchart of sine series. Next article in this unit, algorithm and flowchart for a sine series. For that you need to express sine in terms of a series. I think in first year while teaching Fourier series, I have given the series for sine. Even I have given the series for cosine. As for our syllabus, algorithm and flowchart of sine series is recommended. Let me represent the sine series. Sine x is equal to x minus x cube divided by 3 factorial plus x to the power 5 divided by 5 factorial minus x to the power 7 divided by 7 factorial and so on. This is a sine series. Sine x is equal to x minus x cube by factorial 3 plus x to the power 5 divided by factorial 5 minus x to the power 7 by 7 factorial plus x to the power 9 divided by 9 factorial minus so on. Now, the argument x here is in radian, it is not in degrees. The argument x here is in radian, it is not in degrees. So while solving sine series or getting solution for a sine series, and while writing the algorithm and flowchart as well as program for the sine series, one thing we must remember, that is the argument x is in radians, it is not in degrees. The first thing we must remember. Okay, then when you consider this in radian, etc., these terms will be smaller, very small. This will be a small term, this will be a small term, small one. All the terms will be very, very small. So we have to find this term, okay, this term, and so on. At the same time, we have to add this term, and so on with alternate minus sign. plus minus, plus minus, plus minus, and so on. And you have to decide how many terms you want to take. Whether you want to take first 50 terms of the sine series, whether you want to take first 25 terms of the sine series, first 100 terms of the sine series. We have to use a loop. That loop we shall set a counter for the loop. The counter will count the number of terms to be added automatically when we construct a program to find the sum of sine series or just the sine series. Let us see how to write the algorithm for the sine series. Once we write algorithm for the sine series, we can go for the flow chart. And I think one more article will be there that will be about algorithm and flowchart for addition of two matrices. So in this lecture we shall try to complete algorithm and flowchart for sine series, and in the next lecture we shall complete algorithm and flowchart for addition of two matrices. That will complete the first unit. In all there are 3 units in this paper. I want to explain each and every details so that you will be capable of writing and drawing the algorithm and flowchart for any given problem. Writing algorithm and flowchart for any problem is very simple, provided that you should understand the problem. You should know the process to solve the problem. Once you know the process to solve the problem, once you understand how to solve the problem, you can very easily write the algorithm, you can very easily draw the flowchart for the given problem. Let me write the algorithm for this problem. We start with first step is start. First step, start. Second step, argument x is to be inputted, is to be provided to the program as input. So, ask the editor of the language to read the value of x. Then, how many terms you want to add together? 25, 30, keep it as a variable. So, if one student want to do it for 10 terms, the second one may want to do it for 30 terms, the third one may want to do it for 50 terms, etc., etc. So, let me ask the editor to read n number of terms. Then you have to declare the count, initialize the counter. Initialize the counter. Okay, then the argument you provided here is in degrees. You have to convert that in radian, and that will be x is equal to x into. Before that, let me declare pi is equal to 3.142. After that, x is equal to x into pi divided by 180. The argument you inputted in degrees is converted to radian. Then let us go to the next step. Next step will be first term is what? X. So let me write term is equal to x. Similarly, let me initialize the sum. Sum is equal to x. First sum is x. Okay. Then you have to construct a loop. You may use for loop or while loop or do loop. Any one loop can be used here. In this loop, if this counter is set at I, you have to decide here whether counter less than equal to n. See whether counter less than equal to n. If the answer is yes, find the value of next term. And what is the formula? The formula is this: term is equal to minus t x square divided by, if this is the counter I, 2I into I plus 1. So formula for t: next, after getting second t, you have to add this into the sum, and so sum must be equal to sum plus t. First sum x is taken here, this t found added into the sum. Then increment I, that is counter. Increment counter. After incrementing counter, the next step will be 14. Go to loop. After incrementing the counter, go to loop. After loop, you will automatically come at 10. Here the counter will be equated with n. If counter is less than equal to n, the same thing will be repeated and you will be sent back to the loop. This is continued from 9 to 14, it is 15. These steps from 9 to 15 will be continued till the counter becomes more than n. When the answer is no, no, counter is not less than equal to n. print sum and stop. This is the algorithm for sine series. Let me repeat. I have told this is the sine series. We have to use this formula for finding sum of all these terms so that we will get sine x. This x should be in radian. We shall input x in degrees. That will be converted by the program into radian so that these terms get added. Read x, the argument, read n, total number of terms, initialize counter, how many terms you want to take for sin x, declare pi as 3.142, convert the argument in degrees to radian using this formula. Take first term is equal to x, take sum is equal to x. First sum is x, okay. Then form a loop. See the value of the counter, it should not exceed n. When it exceeds n, the task of adding all these terms will be completed. We have to just print the sum and end the program. That is to be verified here. If the answer is yes, counter is still smaller than, less than, smaller than or equal to n, answer yes. Formula for finding the next term, the formula is this: t is equal to minus tx square divided by 2i into 2i plus 1, where this I is the counter. Okay, add the term you get here in sum, old sum, to get new sum. Then increment the counter by 1. Go to loop. The loop will send to this one. Again you will verify this. This will be continued from 9 to 15 continuously till the counter exceeds n. As soon as counter exceeds n, answer here will be no. Print sum and stop. This is how to get, how to write the algorithm for a sine series. Hope you understood it. After writing this algorithm for the sine series, now let us try to write the flowchart. I have no space, so I have to just wipe out all these things, and then I have to write, I have to draw the flowchart. You remember all these things so that this thing will help us to draw the flowchart. Remember all these things we have done for getting the algorithm. Also remember the algorithm. This will help us to draw the flowchart for sine series. First thing we do is start. Then input, read x, the argument, read n, the number of terms you wanted to have to get sin x, then declare a counter, then assign t is equal to x, the first term, then assign sum is equal to x, connector, then you have a loop here, below the loop you have to take the decision whether this I less than equal to n. If answer is yes, put the formula for t is equal to minus t into x divided by 2 into I into 2 into I plus 1. Then assign new sum is equal to old sum plus t increment counter after incrementing counter send the control if the answer is yes, this will be continued. If the answer is no, print sum So this is the simple way to draw the flowchart for sine series. Let me explain it. Start input argument x, input number of turns, declare a counter as I is equal to 1. Let the first term of the series is x. Let sum is x, first sum is x. We need more space, so connector here, connector, loop comes in this direction. Here it verifies whether this I is smaller or equal to n. If answer is yes, I is smaller than or equal to n, all these things will be done. Using this formula, the value of second term is found. Sum is, new sum will be equal to old sum is x plus t. Next term, I incremented, send to loop. This is continued. This action is continued till I becomes greater than n. As soon as this counter I becomes greater than n, for this question the answer is no. As soon as this I becomes greater than n, for this question the answer is no. As soon as the answer is no, your task is completed. You have found the value of sine series. Print the sum for the sine series and stop the execution. So this is the flowchart for sine series. I have made it simple by taking each and every step so that you can understand how is the procedure to get sum of a sine series. Using the algorithm I wrote for the sine series and this flowchart, anybody can write program for sum of sine series, provided that you must know the statements and the syntax to use the statements in the any higher level language. In our case, we have to do these things in Fortran, and from the second unit afterwards, we are going to study the various statements, their syntax, etc., so that we shall write various programs in Fortran. So whenever I am going to discuss various statements, at the same time I will be going to write small programs, so that you will have clear-cut idea of writing a Fortran program for any given problem. And now only one article is left from this unit, that is algorithm and flowchart for addition of two matrices. We shall do it in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.